Hello, I'm Nancy Magurno, and I'm a sales director with Mary Kay, and I'm here to teach you a little bit about what happened when I moved after a very long time in one place. I've been a sales director for 33 years. I've been with Mary Kay for 36 years. I've done quarter sales many times and earned a lot of cars. And my husband and I decided to move across country from the Chicago area to Las Vegas, and it's been a really fun experience. So I want to share with you exactly what I've done so far in the 3 months I've been here and how it's panning out, about building my business, keeping my business alive. And it's actually my personal business I'm talking about today. It's about my customers and about keeping my sales up, because that's how I pay my bills, as well as continuing to be in front of people to build my team. So here are my thoughts and my suggestions. First of all, you want to believe that it's going to work, because sometimes when people go to a new area, they're going, I don't know anybody, I'm not sure how I'm going to meet people, and the fear sets in. Okay, you can't go there. If you're used to building your business where you are, you know you can build it again. People are people. Now, the culture might be different, and I have to say the culture in Las Vegas about makeup and about Mary Kay is a little bit different. It's actually even more positive than where I was in Illinois, which is very heartwarming. But it's all about the same things that you did to build your business where you were. You're going to do them again, because people are still people. People still have skin. People still want to learn how to put on makeup. It's very, very similar. So the first thing you want to do is absolutely believe that you're going to succeed. And then you want to feed that belief. So find some Mary Kay meetings, find some other Mary Kay people to hang with. Make sure to hang out on the videos that are available to keep you motivated. If it's Facebook, if it's Voxer, whatever you're doing, keep yourself in the mode of believing that Mary Kay is a fabulous company, a fantastic opportunity, and you are awesome at it. So that takes some work, because sometimes it can seem very quiet when you're used to a very busy Mary Kay schedule. So that's the second thing, is make sure that you're going to keep yourself busy with Mary Kay activities and keep in the loop. Okay, then what you want to do, and I wrote myself some notes here, what you want to do is to have a daily goal. Okay, this is a daily goal for number of faces. Now, when you start with 0 faces, it's a little bit tricky. Okay, so you want to start, maybe just start low. Maybe start with just like 1 phase a week or 2 phases a week, and understand if that doesn't happen, at least you're making the effort to create the influx of faces. Okay, so you want to get the faces going, but have a plan in mind, because you know faces take you places. Faces are what it's going to take to build your business, and that's what you've done before, that's what I did before, and that's what's going to keep it going. So that has not changed. So have a goal in mind, and pat yourself on the back for effort, because this is a time when you may have more effort than results. But the results come if you continue to put out the effort, right? Yep, that's what happens. Okay, so you want to also have a amount of sales. Now, for me, my goal is always to have $700 or $800 a week in sales. And with the customer base that I had, I can continue to do that. Well, okay, something happens when you move, and I'm not sure how you can prepare it any differently, but some of your customers say, oh my gosh, she went away, I can't have her as my consultant anymore, or oh my gosh, she probably quit. Well, I did neither. I did move, but I did not let go of my business. I did not quit my business. And so what I did was to, first of all, historically, I've had email communication with my customers. So I continued with that at the same pace that what I was doing. Once or twice a month, I would email a blast out and offer a special offer. And I didn't necessarily say I had moved for a while, because I didn't want people to just run the other way. In addition to that, what I did was to spend some time every day, or maybe 3 days a week, calling my customers. what I had to get in my head was there was a 2-hour time difference. And so 4 o'clock, which is my favorite time to call customers in Illinois, is 2 o'clock in Las Vegas. So I had to adjust my schedule, but I did start making a lot of phone calls, calling really my good customers and saying, hey, I'm still here, and how can I help you? And I'm going to tell you, here is what absolutely made a difference for me, and that was my UnitWise. UnitWise is a website that I have used many parts of it for many years. I've always done my customer orders out of UnitWise, so I have a history of what products my customers use and how often they use it and when they ordered last. And so I started calling my customers that hadn't ordered for 3 or 4 months, because that's available on UnitWise. It's available under the reports. It's available when you pull up a customer's name. And I might pick the M's and just call all the M's one day, or what I might do, because I list all my customer sales through UnitWise, I have a weekly accomplishment sheet. And so I would go back about 3 months on my weekly accomplishment sheet and say, okay, who bought from me 3 months ago? And they're probably due again for another order. You could set up the tickler. Honestly, I had never done that with UnitWise. There's kind of a built-in tickler. It's a good idea to use that. So, but what I intentionally got back to my better customers, because I wanted to really tie them to me. And then I would start going with a letter, like the letter M or the letter L, and just call everybody that I got in that letter. Well, I found out there were some people that hadn't ordered from me in 4 or 5 years. And I called some of them, and some of them I just said, let go. I had put them into my customer base because I met them at a table or something, and we never responded, and so I just let go of them because I wanted a customer base that was pretty accurate of the people that I wanted to stay in touch with, okay? So UnitWise was critical. In addition to that, when I called people, I left a message under their name, and it says live conversations. I can't remember exactly what it says on UnitWise, but you can make a recording of what you called, and the subject would be follow-up, that this is a message for me. Follow up, and I would sometimes just cut and paste the same message. It would say, message left about follow-up and a special offer. Okay, and I would call, and I might not get a hold of anybody. I might call 15 people and get a hold of no one, but I left a message, okay? With some people I texted more and more. I think texting is a good idea. So that I did off of my phone. But I still left a message on UnitWise to say I had contacted that customer. I don't want to become a pest. I don't want to call them too often, but I want to call them enough. And depending if they are someone that buys an eyebrow pencil every 6 months, I don't want to call them every other month. But if there were some of my regular high-end skincare customers, yeah, staying in touch with them every other month is smart. I have a couple customers who say, how do you always know to call me when I need things? Well, guess what? I was a customer for 10 years, and my consultant, who became a director, who became a Cadillac director, who became a national sales director, and is now retired, that's what she did. She called me about the time I needed things. So I was trained by the best, but there's no reason not for everybody to learn how to do that. So I track my customers, and for the first few months that I've been here, that is where my sales came from. Then the decision is about how to get the product to the customer. And there are, of course, 2 ways. One is I can sell out of my inventory, and I have a large inventory, more probably than I want at this point, or to send with a customer delivery service, the CDS service from Mary Kay. And I actually used both. First of all, I made a decision that I was willing to spend the postage. I provide free shipping because I want to keep my customers. Now, when someone ordered one eye pencil and I had to pay $2.50 shipping for a $6 profit, I was like, but you know what? That's still profit that ties her to me, and you never know who she's going to talk to. They say, oh my gosh, I've got the best Mary Kay person. She moved, but she's really on top of everything. And just like before, I made a concerted effort to get the product to people just as fast as I could. So sometimes I mail stuff. Now, there are a couple things I learned. One is, and they're so valuable, are the flat rate postage envelopes from the post office. They don't cost you anything. They're bubble envelopes. It costs me $6.50 regardless of how much stuff I shove in that bag, because I use the postage off of UnitWise. Now, if I use the postage, even though it's, well, the flat rate is going to be $6.50. But if I didn't use that, a package that might be $6.50 to me might cost $7 or $8. I had a package that was 2.5 pounds because a customer ordered a lot. Bless her heart. It was a $200 wholesale or retail order. But that would have cost me a ton. It still cost me just $6.50. That's a tax write-off, and I'm kind of into the tax deductions, which brings me to another way that I use UnitWise. I don't know how many years, I think since I started using UnitWise, I have recorded all of my expenses in UnitWise, and I track my expenses, so that's what I use for doing my income tax at the end of the year. So much of that comes from the fact that when a customer places an order with me, I almost never use a sales ticket from the company, from Mary Kay. I use the UnitWise invoice, okay, and I have customer credit cards stored in there, which actually UnitWise just moved it so all the credit card numbers are stored with ProPay, and that's even better. It makes it much easier for me to process an order through UnitWise and then have it even sent out CDS. There's a little bit of complication in that, but once you get used to it, it's like piece of cake. And it records the customer inventory, whatever they got from me, and it records that for my income tax at the end of the year. So it's just like a cash register at Home Depot. You know, they got to put in the SKU number. Well, it's the same thing. And I really like that business approach. So getting back to it, UnitWise has been a very, very important part of keeping track. I also have a sales goal. And so each week, as I said, I want to do 700 a week. Well, that has dipped quite a bit since I moved. Some of my customers, regardless of my effort, have gone and found someone else, I guess. They're not ordering as much. And in the meantime, I'm building locally. But so there's a dip going on there. And but I track every day how much I'm selling, because I know what my sales goal is, and I know what I need to do to pay my bills. I know what I need to do to track quart of sales again, and to keep on top of my personal goals with Mary Kay. All of that comes from using UnitWise. So I'm in there all the time, and I use it on my phone. And that really helps too. That's really, really an advantage. Okay, so that's with my existing customers in Illinois that I want to keep with me, okay? And I can go back there periodically and do an open house, or my newest thing that I want to do with, especially with those Illinois customers, is a virtual open house on using Zoom or some other, video conferencing system. I haven't done it yet, but I think it sounds like a lot of fun. So I sent a postcard out with, I wonder if I got a copy of that here. Anyway, I took a picture of myself and sent a postcard out to all of my customers with me in my office so they can relate to me and say, hi, I'm still here. But then I announced that I was going to be doing a customer informational event. Well, I did that on Zoom. I didn't have a lot of attendance, but I was kind of late getting the postcard out. But I'm planning now on doing an open house, a virtual open house, like in a couple of weeks. Well, again, I can get all that information, the labels and everything, right off of UnitWise to make my postcard. So I think that's really going to be a really good way to keep my customers tied to me. And a lot of them are. A lot of them say, Nancy, you've been my consultant for 30 years. I want to stay with you. I said, well, you can stay with me. I'm planning to be here for another 20 years. So that, well, maybe 10. I don't know. I may retire at some point. At any rate, right now, I want them to stay with me. So that's how I'm doing that with my existing customers. And I also do email specials, and you can do that through UnitWise. You can do an email blast, and it can go right to your customers. There's a whole system, and I like that. Let's see, what else did I want to say? Okay, now, in terms of building in my new area, I love networking. I love people. That's why I love Mary Kay, because I just love getting to know people. So networking is something I personally enjoy. It's important for me to feed myself to get new customers, but it's also important for my business to find new customers and to find new faces. My history is that I was involved with several chambers of commerce and various networking groups, etc., in Illinois. So I immediately located through Meetup some other groups. I've connected up with a women's group, a women's entrepreneurial group, and also I actually joined another networking group. It's kind of like a BNI. It's different. It's a West Coast kind of group, but it's category exclusive, and it's a meeting every week, and we get to know each other. And I've had a lot of support from both of those, because people know that I'm new, and they're willing, they might have their own event and invite me to put up a table or something like that. I also did some of the things that I was doing in Illinois, or some of my friends were doing, for instance, setting up a table. One person had a craft bazaar last week, so Thursday and Friday I had a table. Actually, the attendance was low, but I got to meet the other vendors, and we're talking about doing some things together, so it was hardly a waste. Plus, I did pick up a couple customers. Now, this week, I followed up with a local kind of upscale pizza place where a friend of mine does goodie bags, and this is about 30 miles away, but it's the same brand, the same company, just another branch. And she does the goodie bag. So as people come in, they get a goodie bag with a ticket. They can sign up for a drawing for a free pamper session if they want to, or they don't have to, but it's just like a ton of fun to stand there, greet people, and hand them a goodie bag. So I talked with the district manager yesterday, and they have invited me to come and do that once, twice a month. I may start with twice a month. In addition to that, Pottery Barn, I had seen on Facebook that some of my friends had been doing a table at Pottery Barn. I thought, oh, that sounds good. So I contacted Pottery Barn, and they're all excited. There's one where there's a lot of construction going on in their, right around their store, and they really want business. So they really wanted me to come in this week, and I'm going to do that with a table for 3 or 4 hours and see who I can meet. And again, that's going to be the clientele that I'm looking for, the people that go to Pottery Barn to shop, or the people that go to this kind of upscale pizza place and enjoy it. Those are the kinds of people I want for my customers. So if I can have a drawing and get their name and phone number, then I can do the follow-up and offer a pamper session, well, actually to everybody, and then expand that into a skincare class or a party. And do Mary Kay the way Mary Kay says to do it. I was a customer for 10 years. I was recruited from being a customer and being a hostess. I mean, I was a hostess, I don't know how many times in those 10 years, and my consultant kept saying, you'd be good, and I said, I've got another career, but you'd be good, I've got another career. And but one day I thought, you know what, I really want something more in my life. And so I called her up, and she probably fell off her chair, but that's how I built my business, and that's how I built my team, and that's how I built my unit. And that's how my unit goes. We like to recruit people that know about the product, and they're more likely to stay with our company that way. So those are some things. Let's see how else. A couple of other things that I have done is to invite people to events. I'm not sure how this is working yet, but I'm starting to do some events in my home, and I can advertise at these various networking groups. I might do skincare and call it SOS, Save Our Skin Party. Call it something cute, color and contour, or we can certainly do muffins and makeovers. And I'm actually connecting up with a couple of other Mary Kay people to see if we want to work together. Now, I've got a friend that lives, a Mary Kay director, lives about 30 miles from me, but we have people on both sides of town, and that's as big as Las Vegas is, about 30 miles across. So, but we can work together, and I can do things at her house, she can do things at my house, or we can find other venues. So I'm starting out with events. I'm not doing a meeting because I don't have a team here yet. but I've only been here 3 months. So I'm excited about it because I've probably already got about 20, 25 customers on my list, people that have bought something from me. So that's a start. The other thing I'm doing is to make it, to put myself out there with double hostess credit. Okay, and so if I can do double hostess credit, yes, it's costing me more, but I want to get in front of the faces. Remember, going back to faces take you places. That is exactly what Mary Kay intended. That's how I built my business. That's how I think we need to keep going. So we take care of those faces, and it takes care of the whole thing, doesn't it? That's what it's really all about. So you want to also, the final thing is plan follow-up time. My days have changed because I'm busy. We sold most of our furniture, so I'm busy buying new furniture so that I can unpack the boxes. And it's a new house, and of course you're putting things in different places, and then you can't remember where you put them. So sometimes things take longer. Making sure that I have follow-up time every day, or at least 3 days a week, an hour and a half, to get on the phone and call new customers to book them, and to call existing customers to get their reorders. That to me is critical. Otherwise, I'm out there thinking I'm doing a lot, but it still comes down to those income-producing activities. This has been a fun journey. I see it growing because I am excited, because I believe it's going to happen. I'm getting a lot of support. There are a lot of people that are really happy to support me and invite me to do a table at their place. And there's just a lot that's available. So I'm feeling very blessed. I'm with an incredible company that is growing. My unit is just filled with very special women, very, very special women that are continuing to work their business. And I love them. And I do a whole thing about taking care of them too from long distance. But whatever it is, we're doing fine. I hope this is helpful for you.